Hi, and welcome to Casual. Today is our 20th episode and it calls for a special celebration.
Celebrate good.
Celebration Day. Come on. Nice.
Amazing. I actually didn't realize that this is our 20th episode.
Congrats, man.
Wow.
We made it this far and to another 200.
To another 200s. I'm all up for it.
Cheers.
Okay. Yeah, cheers. I only have a Coke today. No beer.
Water, water.
Oh, alcohol free since 93. No, not really. But today we're alcohol free. Shall we start with a bet? You said that this episode will be 15 minutes.
Or less.
I believe it's going to be more.
Yeah. Okay, so going on forward.
No. Let's keep it slow. Let's keep it slow instead. No, yeah. Keep it forward. Topic for today. What are we gonna discuss?
So for today, we're gonna check finally the current market sentiment, where we think it's going, and some maybe interesting facts about market movers, whales, and stuff like that.
So I'm not stretching this episode at all, but we're going back towards our first episodes where we talked about crypto indicators, where we talked about market sentiments, and so on. And
Let me
yes,
prolong this.
at
Could you say we're going back to our roots?
yeah, we covered that in the first few episodes, but then we traveled away to some funny things on the internet and warrant canaries and so on. But yes, it's time to go back to market sentiment. And let's begin with fear and greed index, right?
Yeah, let's go. Let's jump right into it.
Oh, that
So
takes me
the
back to our first episode, second episode.
oh, memory trip down that lane. We can just
Okay,
prolong it. It's still gonna be less than 15 minutes. Don't you
I'll
stress,
stop.
bro. Don't you
I'll
stress.
I'll stop. I promise.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna be looking at is the current market sentiment, and the Frank Grid Index is currently showing 31. Okay, so last month extreme fear 25, extreme fear last week 24, yesterday fear 26, and now fear 31.
It
And
seems that we've been in the lower third for quite some while, right?
yeah, but do you remember our episode when this was 18? So let's just look back at a 1 year period. And it seems like it's forming a similar formation where since May 2021 and July, okay, let's say August, we've been moving in this range. And generally, whenever we're moving in such a weird range, we could say we're in a bear market. Would be comfortable making this officially a bear market? No, but the data suggests otherwise. So we've been below the 50 fear and greed index range since November 21st, or even
Since
sooner.
our first podcast, by the way.
Yeah, but we've reached lows from 13 all the way to 51, and now we're back at 31.
But
So
everybody was so optimistic. Everybody was greedy and optimistic. 70, 80, 90. There we start with the podcast and
yeah,
lower third.
I think this is great. I think this is generally great for us, at least, because it means we're here even through the bad times, right? So
Yes.
you and I are going through some tough times. We're not gonna do a portfolio checkup today. Let's do that
No.
for another day when we're a little bit happier.
We already had double digit celebration today.
Yeah. Okay, let's leave it. Let's leave it at that. So, what the fear and greed index tells us is basically we're still in the fear sentiment overall, and I think there's a couple of additional things that could take us a bit further and tell us a little bit more about the current market sentiment. Brings me to my next point. This is the bull market support band. Let's cancel this out. And what this bull market support band is basically two lines, and one line is the 20 exponential moving average and 20 week a simple moving average, and this is historically and generally told us whenever we were below this line, we were in a short term, medium term bear market. And whenever we were above this line, we were generally really bullish and in a bull market. And right now, you can see we have been below this line for a couple of weeks. So each candle you see here is 1 week. So this has been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 weeks in a row. We have been below this line.
And we have been testing the resistance level for quite some time now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We have.
everybody, episodes 3, 4, 5, 6, all about indicators. So if you're scratching your head right now, you know what to do.
Revisit those episodes if you like us. Subscribe. We'll tell you once more in this episode, but let's just prolong it nice and slow. Take our time. So Gasper maybe could win this bet, but I don't think so.
We're at 6 minutes. No pressure.
Yeah, and we're already done. So, so we have been rejected by this resistance so many times. Anytime we come above this line, so this means Bitcoin above 46, we should be able to bounce off this line and go upwards. Historically, we've done just that. Every time we were above this line, we've used it as support and jumped off. Every time we fell below this line, you can see historically here, we fell down from about 45K all the way down to 30K and jumped off.
So you're saying that you're expecting a pickup in a couple of days?
In a couple of days, that's maybe a little bit
Okay,
far-fetched.
weeks, of
Optimistically,
course.
I would hope yesterday, but yeah, I would expect if we can crash above this line anytime soon, I would be really happy if we can use this as support and not as resistance.
Next
Yeah.
week is going to be the key.
Next week is gonna be the key, but if history is of any value, we're gonna see if this is gonna be one more week rejected and just going down to some previous levels or going up above it.
While we were preparing this episode, I think you mentioned that history is a great teacher, and we have seen some positive gains in. I think you mentioned April, May, something like that.
Yeah,
What's up with
April.
that?
So first of all, huge props to Benjamin Cohen, one of my biggest inspirations for being in the market at all, and he does some great research. And we're watching one of his videos right now, which had about 100,000 views. And just to mark what we're looking at here is the months going from left to right and going the years from top to bottom, all the way from 2022, which is now, going down to 2010. And if all of the green boxes you've seen here is the Bitcoin being mostly Bitcoin here. I mean, it's only Bitcoin that has been positively gaining in each month. And we can see in January, it has failed us 5 times with
5
negative
times, yeah.
gains. February has been amazing with only like 3 times of losses, but those losses have been huge, ranging from 8% to 30%. March has been
March is terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you compare it to September, it's basically, and August, it's basically the second or third most red month.
Wow.
How does that make you feel now that we're going into April?
Optimistic because April looks green. Yay.
Yeah. April is
April,
basically the
May,
most
June,
green
everything
month.
looks good.
Yeah. April has 1, 2, 3 reds historically, and they have been ranging from 1% to 3%. And looking
Can
at
we
one
go
of the
back to 2011? Look at this, 416%. My resolution's a bit crappy on this side, but 400 something. Can we get that?
Okay, just calculate. Bitcoin is 40K and 400 from here
Goodbye.
would mean that in April we would gain, oh damn, a little bit of a too high number for me to calculate.
Disappointment. Disappointment all around.
But
Just
yeah,
kidding.
but yeah, historically we're looking at a really green April, and it's like I can guarantee it. History doesn't need to repeat itself. We could just end up like in red April, like in 2021 or 215 or 214, but those were optimistically not so red.
Hmm. Okay, time to put another 100 in.
Oh, yeah, and even like if we go forward, like going into May or June, they weren't so red after all. Like at max, we lost what, this was 18 and 25%. So still not as red as September or August. So that's pretty interesting, and it kind of it's getting me excited, and I'm looking forward to the next month. Uh, so yeah, that could like be a strong indicator. If we check our previous, so this would be April. Another interesting fact is like this indicator, the bull market support band, takes into consideration the last 20 weeks. So after another 3-4 weeks, we're gonna lose a lot of this
Hmm.
upside movement, right? So that means the 20-week and 21-week moving averages would be way below down here. So that means the new standards for defining the bull market is above 40K. It's not anymore 45K, but it's 40K. So in a couple of
Amazing.
weeks, when we're gonna be maybe possibly revisiting this, it means like, are we in a bull market yet officially? So defining by this exponential moving averages and simple moving averages, it would be probably yes. If we would be ranging around these prices that we are now, it could officially mean. Let me just remove these drawings and just do some more clearer lines. If this goes down exponentially, like we would expect without this previous data, anything above this line would mean we're in a bullish trend. So we're really not that far coming a
Hmm.
few weeks in.
Well, that means that April is definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I'm really hoping that and expecting that, and I've been DCAing into the market really nicely, and I have some cash on hand just in case we get rejected here again and go back to these levels. I would be really happy to buy some more in right here.
Before the
So yeah,
big April explosion.
well, yeah, exactly. Okay, I see
Awesome.
right now we're not gonna make the 15-minute mark. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
apologize. You win.
last 3 minutes were totally on you. I was
Yeah, I
quiet.
know.
I didn't
I know.
interrupt you.
I'm sorry. I was
No, but it
completely
was
on me.
quality content, so we appreciate it.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
let's go to our title, Mysterious Number Three. This was a fun fact that we left for the end of the episode. What or who is Mysterious Number Three?
I honestly don't have a clue. But
It's a string.
there's
It's a
this
string of.
there's this service that shows like the top 100 holders of Bitcoin. And the first two wallets are basically wallets held by various exchanges. You can see this is Binance, this is Bitfinance, Bitfinex. And the third one is unnamed because it doesn't come to any particular owner. We can only guess who this is. It could be Elon Musk, it could be Gasper, definitely not me. Uh, and it has some interesting data. And one of the interesting things is that this wallet sold 1,500 bitcoins in just like 2-3 days ago. Gasper, what do you think about this?
I think that Mysterious Number Three is a whale.
Yeah, he's definitely a whale. And just imagine selling so much bitcoins that it's worth $61 million.
That's almost uncomprehendable.
Yeah, I don't have millions. You don't have millions, probably. I hope you do. I know I would
I
have
have
known.
millions of Shiba. Does that count?
Yeah. Not financial advice, anyone, please. And if we just take a quick look, like what does this guy or girl do? whenever this large transactions happen. And so we have the date and the number of bitcoins. So let's just quickly revisit. So they've sold 1500 bitcoins in
On
just a few
March
days ago.
21st. That's 2 days ago.
2 days ago. And let's just go back a little further. They've also sold some on 1st of March. And if we just go back and check what happened on the 1st of March, so this was somewhere around, okay, let's just zoom in on the 4-hour chart. It will be easier. So 1st of March, going back and back and back and back and back,
A little
and
more,
even
a little more. You're at March 13th.
so here. So they basically sold at the top. And now they sold again here. So let's just take this into consideration. So they sold here and they sold here. And going back, where is their kind of biggest buy-in? Okay, let's say 8th March. 8th
Okay, on
of
the 8th
March.
of March, he bought 412 bitcoins.
Sold here, bought here. Okay,
Wow.
let's yeah, pretty good decision. And the
That
1st of
whale
March,
is up to something.
they're either moving the market or they have a really good idea of where the market is going. So let's check like what happened on the 1st of March. Let's go even back further. So on the 1st of March, they sold some more even here. Again, so another sell here. A really good
Wow.
decision. And going back further, we're not gonna look at all of these buys.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, but look, he or she has been buying in at historically some really good times. And now checking in, let's see of what is this 9th of September?
Yep. No, November.
November, sorry. 9th of November. Let's just go back to the weekly because otherwise it's going to be really hard to find.
It's
9th
gonna be a
of November.
25-minute episode if you're gonna keep scrolling left.
So 9th of November, they basically again sold at the top everything before it fell down to the crappers, and we're looking at this really terrible downtrend until we pick up above this line.
So who
So
needs
yeah,
technical indicators when you can just set an alarm when this wallet sells and you just copy their strategy? Why
yeah.
wouldn't you do that?
I mean, I've read some articles that they're indicating that this could be another exchange, but this I don't think it explains why there would be such small transactions of 0.0000 something small transactions going like this.
An exchange
And
would probably have more transactions, not just 2 or 3 per day.
yeah, I agree. And what does this teach us? So, okay, a whale sold just a couple of days ago. We are currently meeting the bull market support band. Let me just remove the drawings for some clearer review, which could indicate historically by being rejected, and also historically by this whale number 3, whoever that is, buying that we could be again rejected here and going down to retest some prices where also whale number 3 usually buys. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody follow whale number 3. Is that a Twitter handle? Probably
I
not.
wish, but we'll make sure to post the link of this wallet in the description below. So make sure to visit it, follow it, and maybe it helps you make some good decisions.
Yes, and while we're on the topic of this, you should also follow us, like us, and of course, comment. This is something that helps us. But this has been 19.5 minute episode so far. Let's wrap it up. What have we learned today?
Follow whale number 3. Don't be too bullish until we're above the market support band. This is not financial advice. Be cautious. And most importantly, of everything we've done today, please subscribe.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedule and spending the last 20 minutes with us. It's been amazing. You're awesome. And see you next time.
Cheers.
Ciao, people.
Ciao.